Hey there, I'm James, coffee educator here at Driftaway. Welcome to Coffee Stories. These are coffee stories for November 2021. You can start ordering these coffees on November 4th, and the last day to order is December 1st. So I am just in the middle of brewing this Kalita Wave pour-over brewer of our classic profile for this month. It's coffee that's a collective lot from a group of farmers growing coffee around the town of La Celia in northern Colombia. So this coffee, we call it Colombia, Risaralda, La Celia. And one farmer that contributed coffee to this lot, you might recognize her name, Anna Mustafa. We have featured her coffees in the past. Definitely we had one January of 2020, I believe, around then. And also our current decaf is a single origin that was grown and processed by Anna. So that's pretty cool. And Anna in particular is from a long line of coffee producers, coffee farmers. Her grandfather arrived in northern Colombia in this region in the 1930s, and he was the first one who immediately started farming coffee. And we purchased this coffee through La Real Expedición Botánico, or La Reb for short. And the La Reb was founded by both Anna and Herbert Peñazola. And so La Reb, basically what they do is they represent just a bunch of farmers from all across Colombia, and they focus on direct trade between those farmers and roasters. So La Celia, this coffee is a classic coffee. La Celia, the town, is a classic coffee town in the classic coffee axis of Colombia, which, if you haven't heard of this, it was also new for me too. Basically, the coffee axis in Colombia are these three regions. Risaralda is one, where this coffee comes from, and the other two major coffee growing regions, Caldas and Quinido. So those three regions represent a long time coffee growing areas, and they, for many years, were mostly growing commodity coffee, which is basically like non-specialty coffee. And it's only very recently farmers have begun to specialize in higher quality specialty coffee. So also, this isn't just, I wanted to make sure to say that this isn't just a bunch of coffees that were kind of thrown together just because they're in a certain area. That's oftentimes what happens with non-specialty coffee, right? With commodity coffee. These coffees were specifically chosen and tasted several times by people working with La Reb, and then chosen to be included, right? So obviously they had to be high quality, and they're also tasting them to make sure that they taste similar enough to the other coffees that will make up this lot, right? So it's also not just a single purchase. It's kind of an ongoing relationship between La Reb and the farmers around La Celia in an effort to basically up the quality more and more each year. So they're sharing information, they're tasting coffee, and kind of having communication back and forth, which is really neat. So we'll be able to taste different iterations of this coffee in the future too, which is what we love to do. So, For this coffee, which is, again, the classic profile, we look for coffees that are kind of generally sweet, kind of mild, maybe like some toasty flavors or chocolatey or nutty, that kind of stuff. And, you know, it's a medium roast, so you're going to taste some flavors of where it's grown and also some flavors of the roasting process. And what we taste in this specific coffee is caramel, toast, and dark chocolate. So a really lovely coffee that is great. Honestly, it's very versatile. It's great in a lot of brew methods. I brewed it here on a Kalita wave. I've got this origami pour-over brewer up here as an example of another way you could brew it. You know, auto drip is great, AeroPress, kind of, you know, the whole gamut, French press. It's going to be really, really tasty. So this has been the classic profile for November, the Colombia Risaralda La Celia. And again, you can start ordering this coffee on November 4th. And the last day to order will be December 1st. And if you want more information on this coffee, you can go to driftaway.coffee/CRL. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next month.